Now, Davina McCall and Nikki Campbell are back, helping reunite loved ones in long-lost family. And tonight, Tracey Boyle is on the search for her brother.
I was in my early 30s. Mum had a very, very bad breakdown. Mental health team came in and they persuaded her to go into hospital, which she did. Then when she came out, she told me over a meal that before she was with my father, she had this little boy when she was very, very young.
Do you know anything about Diane, your birth mother?
Absolutely nothing, no.
Diane grew up in Salisbury and she was one of 9 children.
Okay.
A really poor family. She found herself pregnant and her parents said, you know, unless you get that baby adopted, you're not coming home.
Gosh, that's a really heartbreaking moment to come and talk to you both. Tracey joins me alongside, and it's lovely to say, your brother.
Yeah.
Are you getting... Keith, hello.
Yeah, hello there. Right.
Are you getting used to saying, my brother Keith, my sister Tracey? Because it's quite a recent thing, really, isn't it, that you... It was just only in May that you both found each other, is that right?
Yeah.
How's it been these last few months?
Oof, overwhelming, yeah. Yeah, we get on really good, don't we?
Yeah, we do, yeah, all of us, yeah.
Yeah.
And you've been looking, Keith, for your birth family for a very long time, because, of course, this started with Tracey searching the show, but actually you were also looking...
I looked at it maybe 40 years ago.
40, yeah.
But you didn't have the chance that you get now with the internet. So it came to a halt. You couldn't go any farther.
No. And had you always known you were adopted?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that search was always on in your heart?
Oh, it was, yeah.
And, Tracey, tell us what made you ring the show up to want to be on it.
Well, I was on Facebook, and I was scrolling along, and it just kept coming up with the long-lost families looking for, you know, to apply. And I just applied for it, and it just went from there.
Yeah.
You know, on and on and on, and then all of a sudden, here he is.
All of a sudden, there he is.
There he is.
In the little bit that we saw there, of course, the show is on tonight, your mum suffered quite a serious mental breakdown, didn't she?
Yeah.
And then, very sadly, she got cancer and passed away some time later. Yeah. But what was it in your mum that you think made her tell you this secret that she'd held for her whole life?
Well, she'd been carrying it for a long, long time. And she just went ill and ill and ill. She started to drink a lot. Oh. She got very depressed.
But you knew nothing as to what was causing it?
I didn't know one thing, nothing. It took me by surprise. Really, really shocked. And when she did eventually tell me, I didn't quite believe her then, because I knew my mother had been ill. But when I went on the internet and searched things, Keith's birth certificate did come up. And
you say that there was something about the month of October. The entire time you've known your mum, in October, she was almost worse than any other time of the year, but you never knew why, and now you know it's because that was
Keith was born on the 3rd of October, and my mother's birthday was the 9th of October. But she always seemed to be really sad. She never really tried to show it much, but you could see it, you know, she used to be sad, and we used to say, come on, it's your birthday, let's go for a meal. It wasn't until later we found out then.
And in all those years, that month of October, when it came round to your birthday, what was that like for you in all these years? Because obviously that is the moment that you think, well, my mum let me go at this point.
To be honest, I never really thought about it.
You didn't?
No, I didn't, no. I didn't. I did at the beginning, but...
Had you blocked it out a lot, the pain?
I blocked it completely out now.
Yeah. And what was it like when the show got in touch with you and said, well, we have your birth sister?
I thought it was a scam to start with.
Did you? Yes, we do talk about scams a lot on this channel, and you're right to think it was a scam at first, but then you thought, hang on a minute.
Well, they actually came back to us. It wasn't a good time family-wise at the time. So when the letter came that morning, we didn't... I did honestly think it was a scam and never thought about it. A week later, they rang. They telephoned and we had a conversation. I realised it wasn't.
And your emotions were what?
Shocked. You know, and a good shock, mine.
Yeah.
But knowing where it was going to, I didn't have a clue.
And tragedy has struck your life because your mum passed away, of course.
Yeah.
But your son also.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely awful to say your son passed away at a young age.
Yeah.
And so, in a way, finding your brother, it must mean so much to you, Tracey.
It does, and you know, I know my mother's looking down, and she knows we got him back. But it was hard. It was very hard. You know, wasn't until I lost my son I could relate to how she felt.
About losing a child.
Yeah, because I struggle every single day with it.
And Keith, did you feel, because at that point we saw in that moment there where Nikki is just about to sort of, I suppose, explain the history, you know, the idea that she was 16 years old and, you know, literally you were prized away from her hands and taken off, never to be seen again by her. You know, what emotions did you feel for your mum?
Well,
For your birth mum at that
I'd guess that there was a problem back in the 60s.
Yeah.
You know, that was a known fact. But I never had no malice towards her or anything, feeling, because I don't think that any woman could give up a child willingly.
No.
So it never sort of made me, I'd never give it much thought.
No. And when, can you talk to us about the moment that you meet? Of course, we'll see that for ourselves tonight. What was that like? Were you nervous?
Oh, yeah, nervous, yeah.
Yeah.
All of a few minutes, wasn't it? Like, and
Oh,
then it all worked out good.
And then, have you noticed similarities in any way between yourself, Keith? Go on, tell us quickly before
Sense
you
of
go.
humour, wasn't it?
You've got what, sorry?
Same sense of humour, all of us, like.
Have you?
And the brothers and the sisters, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's another
alike.
brother, isn't there? And
There's more
Two
than that.
brothers.
there's two brothers.
Yeah, and another sister.
Another sister.
So you've gone from having no...
Zero to hero. Is what
Zero
we
to
called it.
hero.
Yeah.
I absolutely...
One fatal swoop.
Yeah.
And how much are you able to... Oh, look at this. And tell us who's in this photo here. So that's you, Tracey.
Keith, that's
Yeah.
Stephanie, my daughter.
Yeah.
She was with me all the way on the journey.
Yeah.
And that's Kirk.
In the red shirt.
Yeah.
Is
my
that
other
another brother?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's Julie on the end there. That's my sister.
That's your sister?
Yeah.
My goodness. Keith, do you feel that this is a whole new phase of your life now?
Yeah. Pleasingly. you know.
Pleasingly.
Yeah, very much so.
A long time coming.
Yeah.
Well, super stuff. I can't wait to see so much more of your story. Thanks so much for coming in. And I know, Keith, you know, you didn't really want to be on TV at all, but, you know, Tracey pulled you in, and I think I'm so glad she did. Congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
Many, many happy years ahead, I hope.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Long Lost Family continues tonight at 9 p.m. on ITV1.